Tonight, a local community activist says chills ran down his spine due to the 5 guns strapped down viral video.
We need to arrest this situation. We're breeding criminals. We need to deal with the assembly line that dashed them out, not them.
A police investigation to determine the veracity of the video is reportedly underway. The former vice president of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association says members will not allow a new president or executive to lead the organization down a partisan path. And the National Workers Union issues a 14-day ultimatum to secure St. Lucia Limited as industrial relations deteriorate. The details of these stories and more are coming up.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good evening. It is Thursday, the 4th of April, 2019. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News on Flow Channel 117, Kiss FM 105.5 and 105.9, www.caribbeanhottv.com, and of course on our free mobile app. I'm lovely Saint Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. A viral video making the rounds on social media platforms shows a man brandishing high-level assault rifles while dancing to music. No reports have been made as to the location of the armed man. However, one local community activist says that the underlying issue that amplifies behavior of this sort remains the unaddressed poverty that plagues the nation. Solange Alfred begins our report.
Police are investigating a video that has gone viral on social media, a video purportedly shot in St. Lucia. The disturbing video shows an individual carrying not 1, not 2, not even 3, but rather 5 high-powered assault rifles. The masked individual is seen dancing in the now viral video. Law enforcement were tight-lipped on the matter, but an investigation regarding the video and its origins is underway. The whereabouts of the individual remains unknown. Concerned citizen and community activist Timothy James says that the behavior depicted in the video sent chills down his spine.
First and foremost, I saw the video, and to be real, it was frightening. And really and truly, I tried to ascertain background and so on to see what, but then that is just the St. Lucian and the curiosity in me. And it speaks to what I've been saying for a long time. We're allowing the horse to leave the stable, and soon we won't be able to bring it back. I'm telling you. And if it's not St. Lucia, it speaks to a wider problem within the region. You know what I mean? And there have to be unprecedented steps in terms of curbing this thing and dealing with this thing.
James says that the video brings to light the darker side of Caribbean life, often swept under the rug, and the cause of it all, according to him, remains widespread poverty in the region.
These were not civilian issued rifles. These were assault weapons meant for war. What I'm telling you, we have a police force that somehow they appease, and say good things when they know to themselves that they're understaffed, they're under-equipped, they cannot deal with the situation. Rather than face the public calling them inept, the police need to say something. What I'm telling you, the police need to make their shortcomings aware to the public, and the public we need to arrest this situation.
Furthermore, he says a systematic cleansing would be necessary to attack the issue at a grassroots level.
We need to deal with the music played publicly, and I don't care what nobody say. If I cannot say to you, I'm going to kill you, why should we have music espousing the same damn thing? That is nonsense. I cannot say to you, I'm going to kill you, but yet we have music talking about shoot people in the face and shoot people mothers. I mean, it goes beyond free speech. If free speech is what incites violence, then you have to deal with it from that perspective.
So are you saying we need a more police state in St. Lucia?
I'm not saying we need the police state. The reality on the ground is not a police state. We need legislation. We need politicians to realize that their job, anybody, go check it. Parliamentarian means legislator. Your job is to make, enforce, put in place necessary legislation to deal with these things. We have persons no older than 10 and 12 walking the streets at 10 o'clock in the morning when they should be at school. Who's dealing with that? They're tomorrow's criminal. And I'm not saying giving the police the right to interact with minors. We know that is not their place. In most cases, they're not even trained to deal with that. But we need to arrest this situation. We're breeding criminals.
James went on to say he remains a firm believer that a meaningful salary goes a long way in helping to alleviate the issue of poverty and in turn helps to tackle crime. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Sola Jalfred.
The former vice president of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association says despite the social media ramblings, he is certain that the new executive of the association will not allow the organization to be drawn into partisan politics. He also rubbishes claims that the former executive was aligned with the opposition. Dr. Palkas Lendor is the former vice president of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association. He candidly called out the government for presiding over a crisis in healthcare and doing nothing to fix it. That former executive was called out by the Economic Development Minister Guy Joseph for taking a partisan approach to healthcare. Now that speculation about the new executive being government sympathizers is rampant, Dr. Lendor is dismissing both of the arguments as propaganda. He says any SLMD executive, whether past or present, is given a mandate by the membership of the organization.
The mandate we had was the following: that the institutions remain as assets of the state, healthcare should not be privatized, that the healthcare should be accessible to those who are, to the vulnerable and those who need it most. It should also be affordable, and also looking at the provision of adequate working conditions and a healthy environment in which to provide the citizenry with the relevant care. I don't think that mandate is going to change. Saying that one is political, healthcare is a political issue, and we cannot run away from it. But I would not say that it was partisan in any nature.
Dr. Lendor says he has no qualms about the new executive, in particular the president, Dr. Mo Clark. He says even if the executive were to attempt to become embroiled in party politics, members would pull back the reins and not allow it. He says the commitment must be to advancing the cause of adequate health care for all.
If things do not improve, I do not expect our president to take any different position. To say that she's in a camp of a political party or another, it would be difficult for me, to come to that conclusion, even though we are all entitled to our political affiliation. But to say that it would, the organization would be laced into direct partisan politics, I do not think that's going to happen, and I don't think we are going to allow it to happen either.
Dr. Lendor informed that he declined a nomination to contest for a position on the new SLMD executive. However, he says he will continue to speak out on the crisis in healthcare. Now, we've heard from executive members of both the past and present St. Lucia Medical Dental Association executive. Both sides vehemently deny any accusations that they in any way entered the fray of partisan politics. So Hot 7 TV's Solange Alfred put the question to you.
With the past executive of the St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association, there was great talk of political bias towards the now opposition. With the recent announcement of the new SLMDA executive, talks of political bias has once again emerged. So we put the question to you, members of the public. Do you believe that the SLMDA has been or is political?
The present association that was there, they were talking on behalf of the nurses plus the doctors. And the government wasn't listening to them, concerning about the healthcare and everything at St. Jude and at the OKU and plus the health centers. Right now a new president is there. I hope the government will sit down and have a dialogue with them, talk to them, hear their cries. So I could say if they listen to them, because right now we doesn't even have an hospital at before.
I don't think there's anything political in that, because right now in St. Lucia, whatever party you're supporting, if you see something going wrong, the other side always feel that it's political. That is what's going on in that country right now there. Because if the dentists and whatever there and they see something is wrong, it's obvious they have to come out and say it's wrong. So those that in authority, I don't think it's wise to say it's political. Either side, because sometimes when UWP says something, Labour find it political, or when Labour said something likewise with the other party. And that's been ongoing for a little while now. Not a little while, it's been going for the longest while. So in terms of health, I don't think it should have anything like politics in it. They should come straight forward and do whatever is best for the country and for the people who lives in. Me and my family and likewise others. That's how I see it, that's how I state it.
No political, I don't think so. Because the doctor have all the right to see, the doctor still have the right and the good and the bad. I don't say they have no political in it.
I don't think it's political. To me, everybody taking everything that happened in St. Lucia political. It don't have to be political. If something is wrong, it's wrong. It doesn't have to do with political. They can put in red and yellow and all this kind of nonsense. It don't have to be political. Something is wrong, it's wrong. Because if you have to do something, especially we here, operating here, if something have to do with traffic in St. Lucia in the city, you all have to consult bus drivers, the drivers about whatever you all have to do. So with the doctors, they know what they're doing. Something wrong for them, it's wrong. It's them, it's not me. It's not political.
There you have it, each with their own opinion on the political nature of the SLMDA. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
Thank you very much, Solange. The National Workers Union, NWU, has submitted a 14-day ultimatum to the management of Secure St. Lucia Limited. The letter, which is addressed to the managing director of the company, is dated the 2nd of April 2019. In that letter, the NWU reminds the company of an agreement reached at the Department of Labor that a little over $500,000 would be paid out to security guards for overtime compensation that the company had never acknowledged for many years. The NWU statement went on to say that considering the operational cash flow of the company, workers would have been paid in groups on a monthly basis and that confirmation letters of the payment would be sent to the union. The union explains that the company started very well, with workers expressing delight about the payments. Unfortunately, it says the company stopped the payments. In addition, negotiations on a new collective agreement are still outstanding. The NWU's letter gave the management of Secure St. Lucia Limited 14 days to engage the union on negotiations and overtime payment compensation or face protest action from the workers. This is the Hot 7 Nightly News. When we come back, the mayor mulls over a grand entrance into the political arena come the next general election. The opposition issues an ultimatum to the Prime Minister as it searches for answers on Pajo Limited, and a newfound wave of concern is being raised over the health of the nation. Those stories and more when we come back.